Yes, people, what is going on? Welcome to McLaren Fan TV. It's a brand new year, people. It's a brand new year. What a difference a year makes. Remember this time last year, we weren't looking too happy, were we? We're not looking forward to it. And of course, introduction business. I've got to big up my co-host, Mahad from the Pit Stop Fracker. Mahad, what's going on?
What's happening, people? It's a new year. It's a new year, but we're still late. So sorry, guys. that some things are still the same, guys.
The people are just like, what's going on? What's going on?
I had a little incident. I dropped a lamp. I'm like a cartoon character. But apart from that, we're all good. McLaren's all good. Everything's looking positive.
Yes.
Everything that we can see. Because there's a lot of things hidden at the moment.
There's a lot of things hidden, man. But, you know, as you see, we're going to get into that. We'll chop into that a little bit. But yeah, salute to everybody that is watching right now. Remember, look, it's a brand new, this is a McLaren fan channel dedicated to McLaren fans across the friggin' world. Make sure, all of you people in the chat, make sure all the McLaren people out there get to know this channel this year, because I want all the McLaren fans to be in one space and to be in this space and let this be a platform for every single McLaren fan on the roads. Yeah, big up to everybody in the comment section. Shout out to TSJ, awesome. What's going on? Hope you're good. We are back. Yes, we're back indeed. We are back indeed. The Oracle, what's going on? Hope you're good. Hope you're well. I'm ready for some predictions this year from you, mate. I'm ready for some predictions, Alex. Drea, big up yourself, says, hey guys, the season is close. I can't wait. Bro, it's come quick, no?
Yeah.
Testing
next week, race after that.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know whether I'm like ready for it or I don't know. Like, I feel like it's all hitting me quick. Drive to Survive. I think, when is Drive to Survive? Is it this week or next week? It's normally next Friday. Okay. I don't know why I always thought it's like the week before testing, but I think it's the week before the season. So you get to binge and then jump into the brand new season. Big up to everybody with the Instella We Trust hashtags.
Instella We Trust.
Come on, huh? He's talking again, people. He's talking again. Big up to Drea. Big up Amon. Z as well, we see you. Big up to everybody else. Make sure you're getting that hashtag everywhere, okay? Make sure. Do yourselves a favor. The Oracle says, I know this isn't McLaren talk, but have you guys seen the Ferrari promotional video? They were effed up when they effed up the pit stop. No, did they do that?
Bro, look, go on Ferrari Twitter page right now.
No,
I saw that, guys. No. I don't know how did that get cleared by the social media team? How did they clear it? You can't do that and post it and be like, yeah, that's a good pit stop. It's not a good pit stop. If you want to see a good pit stop, Ferrari, if you want to see a good pit stop, how about you guys watch the recording of the Qatar GP Lando Norris's pit stop? That will help you guys out in terms of what a pit stop should look like.
Why have Ferrari done this? And in fairness, why are we talking about Ferrari? But if they have flopped a pit stop, what in a
front? No, bro, the front left too slow. Too slow.
I said the front left's too slow. All right, let me have a butcher's of this.
Let's see Peter's live reaction to this.
Am I ready for it though? Okay, so this okay, let me share. I just want to make sure I'm on the right.
Who cleared it?
Huh?
Who cleared it? It can't be. What's that lady's name? The ginger hair lady, the redhead lady.
Oh, the comms person.
The comms, yeah. It can't be her that cleared that.
I've got her name now. The one that tried to rinse.
Sylvia.
Is it Sylvia?
I think it was.
Let's see. Is it this thing here? Let me know if I'm on the right thing.
Yeah. No. That's
no.
It's the tweet before that one. It's the tweet after that one. Or before. Yeah.
Tweet after that one. Let's see. Okay, so
they might delete it. That would be hilarious.
Oh, I need them to
delete it. They deleted it. Did they delete it? Guys,
hang on. Let me go back.
There's no way.
I want to see. I'm going to go to the memes. Let's see. Is it gone, bro?
I think they deleted it, you know.
Is it gone?
Go to posts. There's no way. Because they had 800 quote tweets on it.
That's the one.
I know this is Ferrari, guys, but sometimes we have to just look at the opposition. I think no.
Not this thing.
No.
Okay. This thing.
They deleted it. Get this off. They deleted it.
They deleted it. Stop sharing this nonsense. Are you serious? They deleted it. No. So you're telling me the front left? Do you know what? That makes it even worse, you know? That makes it even worse.
You got to keep up. You got to keep up. I don't care.
Yeah, you got to affirm it. You just got to affirm it.
Delete it. I'm sorry, you can't delete it.
Ferrari.
But anyways, McLaren.
That's McLaren. Everyone at McLaren looks quite... Yeah, this has been the one. Everyone at McLaren looks quite happy. Can't help but feel hopeful. I'll be very disappointed if we aren't at least fighting for second or third. I mean, look, let's dive into this conversation a little bit, because you know we obviously we were given the outfit before the date. Do you remember when they just hit us with delivery, and we were like, whoa, what's going on here? We had to go live. You know how it is. McLaren didn't want to give anybody any time whatsoever. But you know, we saw what we saw from the livery. You know, I think I'm obviously warming to it, seeing that the other liveries that are coming out. I'm warming to ours a bit more as well. But bro, there's a lot that's going on here. Why are we hiding stuff? And what do we think about this launch that they've just brought out? Was it even a launch? Like, was it even a launch?
I would say it was more of a promotional launch, but don't look at our car. Just let's speak to us. Speak to the team principal, speak to Zach, speak to the drivers, but don't talk to us really about the car like that in detail.
Yeah,
there was lots of they dropped so it was 8:38 in the morning in the UK time. So they did 38 for MCL 38. Obviously, it's 8:38 in the morning. I just woke up literally at like 8:28. And I was thinking, where's this? Is it going to be on YouTube? What's going to happen here? And then they just dropped some renders, a mini clip of just all different weird angles of the car.
Yeah.
And then they dropped the renders, and the renders were like lots of like dark shades. The black looked much blacker than usual. The floors kind of blurred out a little bit. Like somebody overnight had their time cut out on Photoshop. They were doing a madness.
Clearly.
Yeah. And I'm thinking, we did this last year. We blurred the floor. You know what I'm saying? But just taking precedence of all the other teams, they've brought out their car, right? You can see their car. Mercedes, just a couple hours later, actually brought out their car. You could see it, and then you could see it shake down. And they recorded it coming out the garage properly from a certain angle, so you can actually see the car properly. And they recorded it on track as well. Everything is elusive. Every single post from McLaren has been elusive since.
Is that
it's
a good
weird
sign?
Angles? It's blacked out. Oh, the car's in the distance. Oh, catch it! It's like just going flashing across the screen. They don't see nobody see nothing. Yeah,
is that a good sign?
I think it's McLaren traditions.
Well, I mean,
last year we said the car's rubbish and we kind of brought it out there, but I'm talking about harping back all the way back to maybe 10, 15 years ago. It was like bloody an MI5 building. You ain't getting in there to see. You couldn't even see their garage.
Yeah.
You couldn't even see them when they're fixing the car.
It's true.
So I mean, maybe going back to the old days, maybe.
Yeah, I wonder if, you know, is there something to hide? You know, should us McLaren fans this year be like blown away? Is there, because we have an expectation this season, don't we? Right? We have an expectation to do something this season to be more relevant than last year. But do you think these guys could like you know, blow our socks off this season? Do we think there's something in there where you think, because last year, you know, this as great as the second half of the year was, as great as the, you know, Austria onwards was, we still saw some stuff that needed to be adjusted. Do you know what I'm saying? We still saw some screws loose. We still saw some things that needed tweaking a little bit. And you know, for example, the slow speed corners, for example, just as a off the bat, you know, it never really improved. When the car was quite, you know, the car could be quite risky, and if it was on the edge, nobody knew kind of what to do with it. It sprung surprises, and all of a sudden we had like these Lando mistakes where we kind of lauded him for not making mistakes, you know, that kind of stuff. So things started happening, both good and bad last season, and whether that was just a case of it getting used to, I don't know, but it just seems to me that I think just look at the behavior of McLaren in 2024. Look at how they've been. Look how they've acted. Just even by surprising us with the lateral livery itself, the look, way before time, you know, way before it's been like, to, you know, Valentine's Day, you didn't miss anything really, because there wasn't really anything to sort of add except Stella and Zach talking. So you kind of get this idea like, okay, maybe they've got something so up their sleeve that when we turn up to Bahrain, it will be like what Ferrari did 2 years ago when they rocked up in Bahrain, and not only were they quick, they were 1-2 in Bahrain. I'm just dreaming, but is there something to read?
Listen, so my expectation, and I think everybody's expectation, we should be in the mix with Ferrari and Mercedes. Right. So if we're looking at year on year from where we was this time last year, when we were having a stream pre-season just before testing, we were like, we're going to be nowhere. And guess what? We were nowhere. Now there should be an expectation of we should be within the top 4 teams in Formula One. And I don't think I feel like maybe others think we're talking, or the team is talking like they're going to be challenging Red Bull. I just think they're quite confident in where they're at in terms of concept of car and kind of direction of travel. So we heard Andrea Stella yesterday talking about the car when it got launched. And I kind of did a breakdown of what he said, because I think a lot of people misconstrued what he said, because they kind of, you know how these journalists are, these accounts. They'll find one line that's out of context and then they'll kind of run with it, right? So people were like, what did they say? Okay, so here's the quote. There were a number of innovations on the car, but not all areas we want to address have been completed for our launch spec car. Yeah. So some people looked at the last bit of that sentence and said, the car's not ready.
Yeah.
These men ain't finished the car yet. Yeah. To me, I saw the first sentence where it said, I've got a number of innovations on the car. Did we even have any innovations last year?
No.
Did we have any?
No.
For us to be even moving forward. Innovations to me sounds like we're not scrambling to get on the right direction of where these ground effect cars are going. We're going beyond that now. We've sorted that. Now we're talking about, okay, how do we get maximum gains out of this situation? Because we spoke, Andrea Stella spoke last year and said, listen, the platform that we got at the moment, we can't even do 50% of the stuff that we want to be doing to the car. Now they're telling me they've done innovations to the car and they've got a good platform, and they've changed a lot in terms of the mechanical platform. What we talk about drivability, and we're talking about just the chassis was so limited previously that you couldn't do what you really wanted to do in terms of, we found this right direction now, but we're kind of limited now. We need to create a whole new chassis to do what we need to do and upgrades wise. So what he's saying is, we're saying he's got more upgrades coming. This car can go faster. Yeah. Man. And the previous to that, even before that statement, he said, the team's done a good job of it, and we're confident we can hit the ground running. That's all that matters to me. We hit the ground running. If Stella says we're hitting the ground running, we're hitting the ground running.
I mean, and normally when he talks, it's time to listen. It's time to bloody pay attention whenever he's talking, because he's very much doesn't sell the dream. Does that make sense? Like even last year, he said, we're looking at P4, and that was the beginning of last year. So when you think about it like that, considering how we were and where did we finish, we were disappointed almost with P4. But from where we came from, my God, we were delighted with that at the end of the day. I mean, I don't know. I'm just very much. I think there's something else. There's something else cooking that we're not even ready for yet. That's me getting ahead of myself.
I think I'm gonna say it right now. I think last day of testing, they're gonna bring out something else.
Yeah, I think so.
I think this, whatever they just did a little mini shakedown in. It's not even a shakedown. I don't know what it was in Silverstone. It was probably a shakedown. And then they got a filming day in Bahrain, and then they got Bahrain the actual test. I reckon in the latter days, whatever these innovations are, because they said a number of innovations, so it's not one or two.
Yeah,
I feel like they're gonna just slap everything on the car on the last day.
You think they will?
So not allow people to react to it, because then there's the race next week. And to me, I'm not really measuring anything until it's Q3 Bahrain.
Oh, that's the test.
That's all I care about.
That's the test.
If we get to Q3, which I assume we will, but let's just see what happens. But I like the positivity. I like the language that's been spoken. Andrea did a fantastic interview today, just about how they're approaching things at McLaren, and I think people need to be aware of this is like a whole philosophy change in terms of the processes of what's happening back at the factory, and how they're operating. So before it would be more like, let's be reactive to the issues we're at hand. Let's say we've got problems at slow speed. Let's throw everything at slow speed, all resources, and let's forget about everything else. But with Andrea, it's more calm and like, let's do things properly and slowly. We're gonna do things. If we're gonna do things, do it properly. Take your time with it. Test it out one at a time. Even if we're doing it simultaneously, we're gonna take our time with it and find. It's all about. Sometimes it's about the process, rather than it's about fixing the process of how you address these things operationally. And I feel like with McLaren, it's been quite bad operationally for a very long time.
For the longest, yeah.
In terms of just setting up the car and not only just trackside, but actually building a good car. Because we can talk about Honda days all day long, but I won't say that the car was the greatest either. We can blame Honda about the engine you want. So and reliability used to be in the shitter if we're talking about 2012 times with Jensen and Lewis. Even before that, the reliability wasn't there. And one thing that Stella's instilled from Bahrain last year to now is that we've got good reliability now.
Yeah, we do.
I'm not seeing 3 million DNFs anymore. That we used to be. It used to be a given. We used to be like Alpine.
Yeah.
So
it's such a given.
The fact that Stella's like, we have addressed what did he say today? He said something today in that interview, and I don't think nobody clips this one up. Nobody puts it on these aggregate news channels where they only look for negative headlines and post it up. Yeah, but he said that's why when we asked Andrea where he feels what the car will have improved when it finally hits the track in Bahrain, his response is, I'm trying to think of an area of the car we have not worked on to try and improve. We have not. That means man's cooked everything. That means he's looked at every aspect of that vehicle and said, we've improved the car in every aspect. Obviously, it varies in degree and levels, but he's already confirmed that. But nobody's going to put a head down now like that.
No.
None of these F1 news aggregate or journalists are going to be saying that this is what he said. First of all, we've got a comprehension problem within the F1 community from the fans. They can't read. They can only read in one sentence. They can't read an article. They've never read an article in their life. Read articles. Read what these people are saying.
Yeah.
Basically, the guy's saying there's nowhere on the car that we haven't improved it. And we've got upgrades already cooking. What?
I'm telling you, man. They don't know. And the thing is, they're going to try and come back to the bandwagon of, oh, yeah, we've always liked McLaren, historic team, blah, blah, blah. But they were cooking us last year. You saw the promo video that McLaren put when they put out the launch. You saw it meant business. They kept the receipts on deck, So, yeah, I definitely think there's something else up the sleeve ahead of Bahrain. And then, as the season goes on, depending on how the car is throughout the first 4 or 5 races, then we'll start to see where else we need to sort of add on. And we've got the staff, by the way. The full camp is in place.
Look at this, Peter. Yeah. Look how perception changes things. I've become quite self-aware of the perception of McLaren from the outside. Because we're not considered the big hitters anymore.
No.
Right now, the big hitters are Mercedes, Ferrari, and Red Bull in terms of conversation of who are people interested in. Because at the end of the day, they've earned that right because they're the ones that win races. If you talk about the last 10 years, McLaren have won 1 race since 2012. So we have to be really realistic in terms of you have to be really realistic of what people are going to perceive McLaren to be. So I'm talking to you McLaren fans to say we don't need to be ultra defensive about this because we haven't done anything to earn the right to be like, oh, respect us like how you respect the other guys, right?
Yeah.
So there's always going to be a tint of pessimism around McLaren about whatever's been announced, and they will look for the negative side of things. When there is a bad race, they don't look at the good races. They just look at that bad race and look how you guys perform there, rather than looking at the positive, right? So you need to be aware of that as a McLaren fan. Like, look, this is it. Until we start winning races, left, right, center, or at least winning 4 or 5 races a season and getting some pole positions and getting consistent podiums. That's how it has to be, and that's why the whole notion of whatever it takes is whatever it takes. We have to build the reputation back up. This is a reputation era right now. The rep's been damaged.
for years.
We were finishing ninth in constructors. The rep's been damaged. We've got to build it back up. We were. People laugh at Williams. We were where Williams was.
Comfortably. And is that right? We've had one race win since 2012.
Yeah, Daniel Ricciardo. Oh, Oscar, if it counts. Oscar, obviously.
No, I know. As in, I can't believe what this past couple of years. Like, we didn't have anything 2013, 14, 15, like nothing. Dry.
So the perception, you have to understand the perception is going to change. If Red Bull said, oh, yeah, the same statement Andreas said, instead, we didn't manage to do everything we wanted, we didn't get it done on time, but we have upgrades coming early. People will be like, oh, right, Red Bull's already got upgrades coming. It's the perception of how it is.
True.
Their perception, their Red Bull or Mercedes or Ferrari upgrade is seen as a net positive, but on McLaren, we're like, oh, you guys aren't ready yet because we haven't been ready for the last 2 seasons.
No, we haven't.
So that's understandable. So I understand where they're coming from on that. But what I'm saying is just sit back and observe.
Oh, I don't think you understand how much I'm going to be watching testing.
I'm just sitting back and observing everything else. Yeah, I understand. Look, when has Andrea Senna said something that hasn't come to pass since he's been in charge?
It's a very good question. That's why I said when you got to compare. You got a thingy, man. You got to, when he talks, you got to pay attention.
And you have to listen, read between the lines. The guy said basically we've upgraded the car in every aspect. We're happy with it. We've got Lando and Oscar grinning like Cheshire cats because they're the ones that drove it and they know the difference between last year and this year. So I'm just going to sit back and just observe.
Do you know what? I noticed it when Daniel Ricciardo done the shakedown at Silverstone 1 year. I think it was his first year. Or his second year, rather. It was his second year. And yeah, the car just did not. The language, the body language, the tone of voice was so different to what we're getting now from these drivers. So different. Look, there's tons of you guys watching right now. Make sure you guys smash a like on the video. If you're a McLaren fan, please smash a like. If you want to see McLaren do well, smash a like on the video and do share and subscribe to the channel. Let people know that we are on McLaren Fan Business. This is for all McLaren fans everywhere. Let's get into this comment section because you guys have been commenting like crazy. And I want to make sure I get through these comments as soon and as quickly as possible. Shout out to Who Wants to Groove. Says hello. TJD, finally the most based F1 podcast is back and cooking. Biased, I guess you meant. Or channel. Yeah, 100%. We are back in the building. Who Wants to Groove says hashtag Instella we trust. Make sure that's everywhere, people. Yeah, let's make sure that's everywhere.
Right. McLaren, tweet that. I know you're watching.
McLaren, come on. I tweeted you guys to come and watch the show and whatnot. I bet it's somebody we know in that place, man. I bet you. I just had that feeling. By the way, big up to Steph. Is she still called Steph F1? Steph 1?
Stephanie.
What's her? Yeah, Stephanie. So she hosted. Do you know what she done recently?
She's an Autosport, isn't it?
Bro, she done that. So I was listening to the McLaren episode for the launch.
Yeah.
And then I'm hearing, hi, my name's Steph. Is it Wentworth? I'm there like, wait a minute. Wait just a damn minute. Is this who I think it is?
It's amazing.
And I hit her up and I was like, dude, congrats. Like, this is sick. Big up herself, man. Big up herself on that. Zach. Big up Zach says, it's so weird being this optimistic. Listen, man, it's time to start getting used to it, Zach, yeah? Jay, big up to Jay, says, love you guys. We love you too, man. I hope you're doing well.
Love you, Jay.
Amon, finally, we're going to have a car that can do pre-season testing without falling apart.
All right, stay calm. Let's wait.
Well,
I'm still traumatized from brakes.
Yeah, I mean, there is that. What's important is laps. That's for me the key. I need 150 laps, man. You know what I mean? A day. I need 150 laps, man. I need it. I need 100.
Remember when they used to do the lap thing and we had like one of the lowest?
Yeah.
We don't do laps.
We were chilling with Haas and them man there with no lap times whatsoever. Nah, I'm not trying to hear it. TJ says, did you see the McLaren side pod leak from Silverstone? Huh?
So, basically, this little side pod inlet, what we used to have was a little underbite entrance. Like, we used to be like,
yeah.
There used to be a little
thing the bottom was a lot more.
Sticks out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And all the teams now have copied that. And Red Bull used to have that as well, of course, yeah. Now, Red Bull, from the leaked images now, they've got an overbite, yeah? Then I'm seeing McLaren's got a little overbite on the thing. And I'm like, okay, so this is what I'm talking about, yeah. And this is what I expect. And let's see if it comes to pass or not. You got you got a team that's been on the right development path from the jump, which is Red Bull, right? That had a little bit of engine issues at the beginning of 2022, but they sorted it out, and then they got this little slow speed issues, but they're dealing with that right now at the moment because they've got such an advantage. They've got the little triple DRS, they've got all that going on. Yeah. So they're on the right platform. Then you got McLaren, who decided at the end of 2022 we need to change direction. They changed direction. It took a while. They got there, Austin, Austria, then Singapore, right direction. Then because they've got the right platform to build the car for this era, and they've sorted out era-wise, and they even was the fastest team in fast speed corners because the area was so good.
Yeah.
Now they can move on to other things. Okay, let's sort this out. And guess what? Red Bull's on that stage as well. So while guys are one step behind, trying to catch up for what Red Bull did last year, what we did already last year, we're already on the next step. And that's a sign of it, because these lot are copying with the I don't know how, I'm not an engineer. I'm not aerodynamicist. I don't know how effective that is, yeah. But I see good signs that if Red Bull have done it and we've done it already, this is like stuff that's already been in the oven. This isn't stuff that's, just been copied last minute. This has literally been in the oven. You were working on the same things. And then you hear the language as well of Rob Marshall and David Sanchez coming in January and saying, and Andrea Stella said, oh, it's good because they haven't said everything that we're doing is wrong. They said, you guys are on the right lines. They've reconfirmed. So they see what's happening in Ferrari Red Bull, especially Rob Marshall at Red Bull. And they, oh, yeah, you're already on the right lines. Don't worry. Here's XYZ. We're coming with fresh ideas now. So just observe and listen to every single thing that's happening at this moment in time. You have to take the grains and listen to it. Obviously, take it with a pinch of salt, but still observe and connect the dots.
Yeah, you've got to be careful what you read. You've got to be careful how you see it. Perception, as you said.
How could you say that? How could you say that? It's how long it takes to sort this out. That was probably in the oven from I don't know, August.
Comfortably.
This overbite thing.
Comfortably. And I wonder what made them, figure this out. What made them say we need to go down this road when we were completely the other side last year. Whether it was simulator, whether the wind tunnel was doing its thing, who knows? I know Amon's joking as well, but people say that we're copying,
all I know, if people listen, once you get, I watched Formula One a very long time. Once you get cheating allegations, you're cooking. Yeah, tell you right now. Once other people start saying you're cheating, you're cooking.
Yeah,
that's a positive sign.
You know what I'm saying? So, as Amon says, sit back and observe. Not everything will need a reaction. Drea saying, "I'll take time off to watch testing just for the hell of it. It will be more fun than the last 2 years." I can almost confirm that. do you know what I mean? It's like, that I can almost confirm if you know what I mean. Reincarnation says, "Wait until testing. I don't want to hear about brake cooling." Let me go up as well from the guys that have been commenting on before. Quick, Scott D, what's going on? Hope you're good. Lando wins Bahrain, Silverstone, Monza, Las Vegas, and Singapore. My God, straight out the gate. Straight out of the gate, Mahad. What do you think? What do you think on this? You're on the mute, cuz. Mute things.
Quick's moving crazy right now. Monza and Las Vegas, our car was moving smelly.
We stunk last year.
I don't know about Monza and Las Vegas. I'm saying circle on your calendar, Japan race 4. Suzuka race 4.
Yeah. I mean, it's yeah. PB says, "How you not going to go live same time as Red Bull's car?" Listen, Red Bull will give us the same car.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
We don't care.
This is McLaren fan TV. I don't care about no Red Bull, man.
Listen,
all they're going to do is bring out the same livery they brought out for the last 10 years. Man, don't care.
The livery will not change. I'll be amazed unless there's
all I want to do is see if they've got that overbite thing. So if anybody is watching simultaneously, let us know if they've got the overbite inlet, side pod inlet.
It's interesting stuff, man. But yeah, big up to everybody that's commenting right now. Let's see what's going on over here. Z says the difference in February 2023 mood versus 2024 mood at McLaren is astronomical. It absolutely is. It's mad. You know, this time last year, we were sitting there thinking, telling you guys, get your seatbelts on because it's going to be one hell of a ride. I remember us telling you this last year. And now it's a case of, what's the phrase this year? Is it just watch and observe? Is it one
Just
of them ones, magnifying glass? You know, that emoji with the little inspector with a little magnifying glass? It might be one of them ones.
We need to stop reacting to unhappy people, guys. We've got a lot of haters. I told you.
Yeah, of course.
McLaren's got a lot of haters. We shouldn't react to all these people that will say X about Lando, X about Oscar, X about McLaren. Don't even react. Don't even just sit back and just let the evidence build up, man. We don't need to do anything right now. And to be fair, we're not really in a good position anyway because we haven't got the wins or the poles or anything like that under our belt like that. So just let things play out. Hopefully Red Bull's pegged back a little bit. Who knows? Or maybe Red Bull's absolutely insane, but we need to be really rolling the punches with Mercedes and Ferrari, like really chatting to them, man. I don't want to hear us in Alpine conversations ever again.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. We ain't done nothing yet, but it's looking good. It's looking good, bruv. Bloodline. Hey, lads, how's it going? Big up yourself, Bloodline. Hope you are good and well. Alex says, I remember last year when they blurred the floor entirely of Nomada. Entirety of Nomada. What does that mean? Have I missed something here? Then it says, had deluded themselves into believing that there was a duct that never existed. What do you think of that one?
Listen, I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for testing. I'm waiting for. I see, like, do you know what's so funny? Yeah, obviously the Red Bull leaked on Tuesday, right? Because they were driving around Silverstone on Tuesday, the Red Bull, and everybody's like, "Oh my god, look at this insane innovation! They've got the overbite in side pod inlet. Oh my god, what's going on here?" McLaren does it. Next day launches their car. They've got it. Nobody says a word. Nobody says a word.
Not one thing.
And that's what I'm talking about. Reputation era. Nobody's respecting it. You just got to sit back and you have to understand there's a lot of people that are not going to be acknowledging. I even say it from mainstream media. They're not really going to acknowledge what McLaren's doing right now and how they're approaching things. So what happens? Respect is earned, right? So you got to earn it.
That's it. We got to see pole positions and race wins. To be fair,
exactly. We need to see a Qatar Suzuka Cook session every week.
I even say Silverstone still gives me the thrills. I don't know whether because it was the chrome car that day. I don't know. I still get hit in the feels with that day. That day hit me. Austria hit me. Do
you know what race hit me? Yeah, is Japan. Do you know why Japan? Look how far ahead these men finished from everybody else.
That's true. Yeah, that was a big talk.
We need to do that. We need to create that gap where it's just Red Bull, McLaren, then the rest. We got to work on that.
Yeah,
I want to see them. You know when it was Verstappen and Norris in Brazil, and then there's a huge gap in time. Then it was Alonso and the Perez duking out. We need to be doing that on a regular basis.
That's for damn sure. We don't need to be, as you said, we don't need to be in this conversation with the Alpine, or whoever, Williams, whoever, even Aston Martin. We need to leave them for dust. We should not become another Aston Martin of this year, where Aston Martin looked great at the beginning. It was all good stuff, and it petered out. It completely just went away. Come towards the end of the season, they were kind of nowhere to be found.
I wouldn't say expect all positives. They're going to be up and downs. Every team has up and downs. People are going to have bad weekends and so on. But as long as this progress is steady and we have more weekends than bad, that's a positive.
Yeah, I mean, by the way, we had downs last year after the ups. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we had Vegas. Vegas wasn't all that good.
Exactly. We were disappointed in some races, man. I remember coming on this pod and we were like, man, I felt like we just missed that opportunity, We missed to take, there was an opportunity there. We didn't take it. One thing I can't have this year, though, Mahad, right, is if Red Bull drop the ball in a race, and we're nowhere to be found, that will annoy me. That will annoy me because
like a Singapore situation.
For example, I mean, it's not even just a Singapore situation. There were some situations, I think, even though the Red Bull, was thereabouts, I still sit there. Like, I'm trying to think of the race that kind of took the wind out of my sail, whether it was Qatar, but there was a race last year where the wind was completely taken out of my sail because it was like, you know what, we're actually not going to, Ferrari are going to be the one that has won a race. And, Carlos Sainz is going to be the
Qatar was 2 teammates just fumbling quali. It made me sick. Look how fast he was.
That's the thing, yeah.
Look how much people think, their man fumbled quali. They still finished second and third. Imagine they actually started on the front row.
Yeah, well, true. Yeah, I think
what's the name? Zandvoort was a stinker as well when the rain happened. And then we're getting Gasly on a bloody podium instead of us. We've got a rapid car. Come on, man.
Yeah. People have brought up Austin. As you said, Zandvoort fumbling a podium to Alonso. Yeah, that was tough. That was tough to chew. That was tough. And Z's right. I can't deal with weather-related issues. You know what I'm saying? Where the car has to be...
I'm positive it will come with time.
Yeah, let's hope so.
It has to come with time, guys. It has to come with time. It's a thing that's hampered, and when you get to the sharp end, this is where Red Bull will beat you down every weekend. If you're not good at it.
Brazil quali made me sick, especially since Lando got sprint pole. Yeah,
with ease as well, making a mistake in sprint pole.
Oh God. Anyway, so let's see what else people are saying in the comment section.
But we're good in the race, though. So, guys, we're good in the race most of the time.
And that's what counts, man. That's what counts. Nobody did a launch, really. I'm okay with that. The shakedown was all right, it seems. So that's all we should care about, says Dre.
Nobody cares. I said this.
Yeah, what has happened this year?
Nobody cares about their launches because Red Bull embarrassed them last year. Instead of doing glitz and glamour, go bring out a car and sort yourself out.
Okay.
Red Bull embarrassed.
Okay.
Remember last year, Ferrari did a launch with all the fans and that. You can't be doing that now. Ferrari really thought they were going to win the thing, bro. They can't do that now. Just drop your renders, drop your little video and go, man. All these teams have to do that. Every team that's not Red Bull, don't do a launch. Why are Alpine doing up with glitzy launch? Nobody cares, man.
Yeah, I mean, my friend, one of my Italian friends, man, he's a colleague of mine, right? And he's a Ferrari man, obviously, but just by birth. For him, it was just a case of like, where's my launch? Like, where's the showbiz? Where's the glitz and glamour? You can't just pull out the car and just be like, yeah, we're done, we're good. On that, just by the way, any cars that look good to you, that stood out to you so far in this launch? Is there anything? Is anyone saying anything?
The Red Bull looks like a bloody monster.
I haven't seen it. What's it saying? Is it actually good? What's people saying in the chat?
From the images I've seen, let me just see if I can see it on the timeline. Yeah, it's looking defined. They just dropped it right now.
They just dropped it, yeah.
Yeah, but they look good. Mercedes looks good. Can't hate on it. Aston Martin looks good as well.
Yeah. What do you think of Mercedes with the kind of both the silver and black?
I see it like this year. Mercedes. Okay, obviously we know as McLaren fans, if we had that car from the jump, we would have finished second in constructors, right? That's just common knowledge for us. We are aware of that. But Mercedes did well with a flawed car, and they still finished second in constructors.
They did.
A car that technically shouldn't have really have worked like that.
They did.
They still maximized the results and beat Ferrari. So for them to go on the right path now, you can see some gains, man. So I'm not really writing them off at all.
Okay,
unless Hamilton just checks out at the end of the season, which I don't really think he'll do that.
The Red Bull looks a bit mean. I can't lie. There's some aggression to it. It looks like.
Yeah, I know. It's got character.
It looks especially where
I don't know nothing about cars, but it looks like a good car.
where it's got Red Bull written on the car. What's going on there is interesting. That looks mean. Just seeing on it looks really mean. What are the people I'm saying? We've got other things to talk about as well. We'll get onto that very shortly. I just want to make sure I get through enough of the comment section. Shout out to Mirad. Big up yourself, my guy. Good evening to the greatest motorsport podcast. Now you're talking. However, this is where you're dropping the ball here, Mahad. Okay, he's a top man, but this is where you're dropping the ball. I think. Good evening to the greatest motorsport podcast to air on a random evening when McLaren are a sleeping giant and will forever be under.
You know the vibes.
Hashtag thoughts of Ferrari.
Can we call ourselves a podcast if we're not on podcast platforms?
Well, I get what are we called? Is it just a fan channel?
We are a PSA for the people of McLaren.
PSA.
We're a public service announcement. This is a public service, guys.
Yeah, this is a public service, people. Dre says nobody can expect to fight Red Bull, I guess, but the fight behind that is on. That's the one. We can't.
Yeah, that's on. Anything below us scrapping with Ferrari and Mercedes, I'll be very upset.
We can't lag. Anyone says Zach said the main objective this year is to win races, and I believe they can do it.
If Red Bull decide to win every race, we're finished.
If they decide,
if Louis bald head just decides I'm gonna win everything, we're cooked.
Oh man, yeah. I mean,
but Louis said something interesting. He said maybe we've gone too far with it. Who knows? That could be detrimental. I don't know why he said something around those lines. I'm like, huh?
There is that. Listen, like
you can go the wrong way when you're being too aggressive with it.
Well, the genius. What do people say about genius? There's a thin line between genius and insanity.
People will say, yeah, Louis, right? But Louis got it wrong sometimes.
And he has
definitely got it wrong sometimes.
He definitely has. He's scratched himself.
He definitely had cars that were not good.
Yeah.
He didn't have a good car every year. Sometimes it was aerodynamically flawed.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I'll say that the Mercedes West inspired livery, the Mercedes one. What was your thoughts? I know how you feel about that West. Was you seeing West? Was you getting that vibe?
That's Timo. That's Timo. That's Timu. That's Timu, yeah. That's Wish. That's a Wish West McLaren, man. Again.
Well, did you see this, by the way? Shout out to Reincarnation. Did you see the edit to the Mercedes livery that Tomo did?
No, I didn't.
I didn't see the edit, but I saw his live stream of the car launch for Mercedes, and he put our channel up instead. He's there crying, yeah? He's like, what have McLaren done?
He exits the McLaren page. I was like, bro, are you stupid?
I'm looking at this like the McLaren page. So I'm watching it with him.
That's our page.
And then I've gone to the McLaren page, and so I'm like, that's a different image. What's going on? Then it's obviously landed on my head that, oh my God, he's got our channel up there. He didn't even address it. This guy, he didn't even address it. He wasn't even like, oh yeah, big up to the crew. Big up you, man.
I need to message him about that.
We'll have to rinse him for that. Get some royalties as well while we're at it. Z says, I'll be there when we start getting illegal car allegations. Alex says, look, we already did last year. We need to move things on. I want to talk about Mr. Lando Norris, people. Why? Because he signed a new deal, people. He has signed.
Yeah, we didn't do a stream, guys, on that one.
Deal.
Okay. Kind of knew it was already going to happen, but
yeah, but like, as in, listen,
think about the timing,
bro. Think about the timing, though, guys. Could you imagine if this Lando news hadn't been done with the Ferrari, Mercedes, Hamilton nonsense that was going on? You know, we could be looking at Lando Norris, looking at Mercedes, like, yo, do you know what? It's looking nice over there. You know, it's looking spicy over there.
Zach said something interesting.
What did he say?
He said we kind of knew there was like rumblings of movement going on. So he knew about movement already prior to them re-signing Lando. That means I'm going to say it. That means I think Hamilton's agent spoke to McLaren.
Fair. But how?
I think, look, there was reports in the middle of last year that he spoke to Red Bull. They reached out, and then obviously Hamilton and all that denied it. Yeah?
Yeah. That was a farce, wasn't it?
Why does Zach know that there was movement going to happen?
If obviously he's clearly got some rumblings.
he knew about it already. And then Ferrari was probably chatting to Lewis since Monza. So I feel like Hamilton decided mid last year.
What, after signing the new deal?
Yeah.
What do you think about people?
Why would they engage in on it? Because Mercedes didn't want to give him a long-term deal. So what do? If somebody doesn't want to give you a long-term deal, you speak to your agent, you speak to whoever represents you, get out feelers, see what's going on.
Yeah, get the feelers.
If they're putting out feelers to other teams know that this person's looking around, man. This is 10-team paddock. Come on, man.
Yeah, it's tight.
This is not like the Premier League or something like that where there's better teams. Listen, if he's putting feelers out for other teams, he's only going to speak to a couple of teams. Not going to speak to Haas, is he?
True, no. But bear this in mind as well.
He's going to get what he wanted is a longevity, a long contract with the money, so on and so on. Find out who can give it to.
The thing is, yeah,
obviously Red Bull leaked it. Horner was like, yeah, his dad spoke to me. Nobody believed him. Nobody believed Horner at all.
Nobody believed Horner. But Horner chatting wet.
All of a sudden, 6 months down the line, he's at bloody Ferrari.
Yeah. I'm sure Horner will come out with that, start of the season and be like, yeah, remember when I said that he spoke to us? Yeah, well, funny he's got Ferrari now.
Why does Zach know?
And the thing is, McLaren probably were only in the picture after. Do you remember his comment at Silverstone after the race? Him and George
saying, we need to go that direction of McLaren. We need to follow. That's a rocket ship.
What did he say in the race? During the race, he said, "Man, that McLaren is fast."
Yeah.
When Lando and Oscar were swinging, were messing him about, were slapping him up, he was like, "Man, this McLaren is fast." So clearly, that conversation might have happened just after. That conversation in terms of speaking to McLaren, speaking to whoever, would have happened after Silverstone. But then. That new contract was signed. The new contract thing was hilarious, and also, it's
why you only signing? Nobody ever questioned it, but why did he only sign a 1+1? Because he don't want to be there, man. Or it wasn't even a one doesn't want to be there. They didn't give him the contract. Mercedes moved on mentally. They moved on skinny.
That's crazy.
Any other team will give. Lewis a contract as long as he wants. What do you mean it's 1+1? You won't even give him ambassador duties. Bloody David Coulthard's got Mercedes ambassador duties. What are you talking about?
Coulthard?
Yeah, from Mercedes McLaren days. So he's still collecting. How the hell do you not give it to Lewis Hamilton? He won your 6 titles.
That's a farce, isn't it? That's a farce.
Regardless of that, for Lando's decision to resign, because I feel like that was more. Zach, secure your drivers. We told him that already. We told him sign Oscar on a long term deal. We need that. We said that from 6 months into his tenure at McLaren. We said sign this guy for a long term. Lando was a precarious decision because obviously he's in a precarious situation because of 2025. That's when his contract was going to expire in the next season.
Yeah.
So for Lando, he had a choice. Do I jump ship or do I stay? Right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at his position now, he's like, I've kind of got this team that I've built with from the jump. He keeps saying this, and I don't know why people are not acknowledging this whenever they provide any analysis or any speak about Lando's motivations in this. He keeps saying winning with McLaren's a better story.
He does.
He said it. He's not said it once. He said it on multiple occasions over multiple years. For the last 3-4 years, he said it's a better story that I take McLaren from where they are to win a title.
Do you think he genuinely believes he could win a title with McLaren?
I think he can. I think he does. I think he believes it. I think he believes it. I think he believes it now. If I asked you this time last year, no way. If last year was like this year, he would be waiting for his contract to run down.
Because it was at the end of 2025, right? When it ran out.
2025. So not this season, end of next season. And then that means he would have signed with a new team middle of next season.
Basically, yeah.
So maybe let go of Perez, maybe leave him, let go early to Red Bull, whatever. Then there's a lot of misconceptions about what he's saying. People are not really listening. Again, people have comprehension problems. People see stuff in bites and they can't understand Is this a sign of the times that people don't understand each other anymore?
Yeah.
People don't have the attention span to understand, or even have the emotional intelligence to understand what's going on right now. He's saying the team is built around Max. Why would he go to a team that's built around Max?
You're asking for. You're just asking to lose. You're signing a contract to lose.
You're already in a team already that's you're well settled. You're an established driver.
And
you've got the measure of your teammates at this moment in time. Stay there.
Yeah.
Why would you go to Max Verstappen where the car is built for him? No one can even get near him.
Yeah.
How are you going to get near him?
It don't make sense.
How are you going to walk into a new situation, completely different car, and be near him? Why would you disadvantage yourself like that? No, and make yourself look bad. It makes no sense. It makes no sense.
Drea says, Lando, McLaren driver forever. I was surprised, to be honest. Expected him to wait a little bit longer. But I guess he is really confident in the team. Couldn't be more happy about this.
Another angle, Peter. Why he signed a new deal? Because his old deal had no get-out clause.
His old deal had no get-out clause.
Now he's got a get-out clause.
Which is?
Or like, if they don't finish, McLaren don't finish in a certain place in the constructors or XYZ, he can leave. His last contract had no clauses either side.
So is it more of a concern for us as a McLaren fan?
I think now it's easy. I think it's easier for if the team is bad this year or next year that he can leave. Quite easy.
Yeah. Which okay, so
I feel like before, obviously he'd leave it a free at the end of 2025, but he was kind of locked in until end of 2025. He wouldn't be driving us. If we're rubbish this year, he could be gone next year.
True. But for McLaren to put a deal like that, they've got to be confident in the car they have.
Yeah, and they are. And Lando's seen something, man. Oscar's seen something. These men, look at their body behavior. Remember, they're young men, you know. They don't know how to mask their feelings. Their body language is insane. So I know they know something. They're not really good at hiding. They're excited.
I want to see this car on track, man. I want to see this car.
Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. But with Lando, I think it's a smart decision. Just see where we're at. Stay at a team that's stable within the new regs. But he believes in the story, man. He said, like he said, everything's about narratives in this sport. Everything's about narratives and how you twist it, right?
Certainly is.
Let's say, for example, Lando goes to Red Bull. It doesn't really work out because the whole situation of Max being absolutely a generational driver, and also the team he's already settled into the team, and Norris is struggling to go toe to toe with him on an occasion because he's at Red Bull. And then on the other side of things, at that same time, Oscar Piastri's turned into a world beater.
Yeah,
and he's winning races and he's doing his thing at McLaren. That makes it even doubly bad.
100%
for Lando. It's going to look crazy.
100%.
Then they're going to say, "Oh yeah, Lando ran from a fight from Oscar." You can twist it any single way you want. There's no winning in the situation.
There is.
The only winning in the situation is you stay at McLaren, you win.
That's that.
And they're going to give him his bread. I know he's getting crazy money now.
Oh, he must be getting crazy though right now. Because that last contract,
Leclerc is getting 60 and Hamilton's getting 100.
What do you reckon Lando? 50.
50 to 60 at least.
50 is a lot of money, man.
Remember, Lando was on 20 something before. He's got double, minimum double. He was on 20 before, 20 million.
It's crazy. Like, I did a video a couple of years ago. I think it was 2021. I did a video on like top, Forbes list put out the highest paid Formula One drivers, and like the highest was Hamilton and Verstappen together at 44 million a year. And it's like now we're talking Lando on 50, Leclerc on 60, Hamilton on 100. It's crazy. Side note, Alex says, am I late to finding out the Merc called the Ineos Red Toto Rosso? Yeah, that's not true. Get out of here.
They've added Man United to the car.
You don't say that.
Ratcliffe.
Sir Jim. Oh God. Z says happy that Lando's staying at McLaren. I'd love for him to win a championship with them, of course.
And I think it will happen. Do you know what my perfect scenario is? Just like me watching, tuning in every week, and it's just Oscar and Lando fighting for a championship, and just knowing that McLaren's going to win regardless.
Yeah, as long as it's not a 2000.
Oscar won the championship this year. Oh no, Lando's won the championship this year. Who cares? I'm eating regardless.
Listen, if I was a Mercedes fan and you see people like Rosberg and Hamilton fighting, I don't give a damn. My team's winning.
But where's the Mercedes fans now? They already migrated. They already bought Ferrari much. What Mercedes fans?
Bro, let me tell you. Yeah. That's another episode for another day. But the Hamilton Mercedes, so-called Mercedes fans that have jumped ship, man are like, if Lewis wants Ferrari, then I want Ferrari. Swear down. Is that what we're doing? Oh.
This is why Mercedes and Red Bull are the RB Leipzig of this thing, man. None of their fans are over 40, bro.
They're the RB Leipzig of
who did the fans of RB Leipzig support before RB Leipzig? That's the same question I asked Mercedes fans. Mercedes fans, who did you support prior to 2009? Red Bull fans, who did you support prior to 2006? Tell me.
Oh,
answer the question.
That's made me cry. I can't.
You're a Jordan fan. Tell me who you supported before 2006 Red Bull fans.
Oh, wait, Red Bull from Jordan?
No, Red Bull's from Jaguar.
Jaguar.
Yeah, was you a Jaguar fan? Tell me.
Find me that Jaguar fan.
Was you there? Was you there in the pits when Gunther Steiner was there? You weren't there.
What when they were, and then what was it before? Were they Stewart before?
I don't know, man.
Was it Stewart before Jaguar? Yeah, they were just dog. They were absolute dog. Drea says, I'm pretty sure Mercedes.
This is the heritage fan, man.
Yeah, well, Drea saying that I'm pretty sure Mercedes is hoping Kimi Antonelli is the next Max Verstappen. That's why they didn't want to have a long contract for Lewis. I don't care what the reasoning is. That is just an absurd thing to do. Because the thing with Formula One, it's funny what you're saying about perspective, right? All of a sudden now, I'm getting questions. You know, like I forgive people that are not Formula One fans as such. Like they watch it, they see it. You know, it comes on Sky Sports News about who's the race winner this week and whatever else, and they're not seeing Hamilton win races, right? He ain't won a race since 2021, so I can understand when people think Hamilton might not be what he was. But when people ask me questions like, yo, is Hamilton still quick? Like, has he got it? Is he too old? Is he this? Is he that? I'm like, no, guys, if you watch the seasons, what they gave him was a Fiat. You know, you gave him a Fiat Punto to go and race a Red Bull. There's no comparison. And he still finished second. Do you know what? It's like what he's done with what he had. Fair enough. I think one year, was it the 2022 year? It was just a write-off. That guy still had PTSD from 2021.
They gave him a terrible car, so he's like, I might as well drive for Ferrari, bro. You're going to toe over him.
I'll tell you what, I guarantee you this: he wins a race with Ferrari.
Yeah, I think that pretty much happens. I think that happens in 2025.
Mate, we have to have another conversation about
winning races. Hamilton's winning races in that car.
When we get to 2025 next year, we have to brace ourselves. We've got to brace ourselves about 2025, by the way, because that's another can of worms that I don't think I want to see
what happens this year before I talk about 2025. Exactly. On that point that you just made, Kimi Antonelli, he better be Max Verstappen. I think Toto's got PTSD of losing Max. He could have signed Max. He got offered it. He's thinking, I could have had him. I can't do this again. I need to put a young guy in that seat. But this all circles back. What do they think of George if they're fast-tracking Kimi like this?
Okay, so my perspective of it was that George is the king now, and Antonelli is not going to be any Max Verstappen or any young Lewis Hamilton or anything like that. In fact, he's going to be a young George. George is good, but as in he's going to be a young George of like the George of Williams, where we know there's potential there. You know, let's see how we can nurture it. Blah 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 blah. But I think they're looking at George as like, we think he's the king. You know, we think he's the king.
And no. Do you know what they saw George come in, yeah, and George didn't get bad.
No. Credit to him, by the way.
And I think they expected him that he was going to get battered like Bottas, and he didn't. So they're like, George.
They hope that he didn't get battered. Yeah.
You're okay. You're not as bad as we thought he was.
Listen, I tell you, I've got PTSD when he was in the Mercedes car in Sakir for that one race. I couldn't believe I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I was like, wait, what? Because British drivers in general get hyped up a lot and they never really fulfill their potential. Do you know what I'm saying? Or just like there's certain young drivers where I look at them and I'm like, yeah, all right, yeah. There's the British bias, so you're going to hear nothing but noise about them, and they never really fulfill their potential. But then George stepped into that thing and dunked on Bottas. Absolutely dunked on Bottas. And I was like, no way. So, yeah.
I think Russell's got to grow into the role, obviously, just being a team leader and stuff like that. Obviously, I think that takes time, at a top team, just to be like, okay, I'm the number one driver now, stuff like that. Who knows what Antonelli does? I haven't really sussed F2 yet. I'm thinking there's other drivers that are kind of being ignored. Obviously, everybody's talking about Antonelli and Behrman. Let's see. I don't think he's going to win first year, Antonelli. If he does, he's unreal.
Let's wait and see. Big up to Henry, who said that, couldn't believe they joined late. Listen, you're here, Henry. All right? Don't worry about it.
Shout out to Henry, man.
I don't think it's... I even want to call you Henri, just for the sake of it, man. I don't think it's concerning. Yeah. I don't think it's concerning. This is regarding the get-out clause for Lando Norris. It means that they actually have to perform. If the team doesn't deliver, they don't deserve to have...
100%.
Yeah.
We might lose both drivers in that case.
Oscar, you know what Oscar's like. Oscar can do what he wants.
Immediately.
He does what he wants. Amon says, I don't think that he's staying in a team because of loyalty. Drivers know that what that doesn't bring wins. He stays because he has faith in the team will give him a big chance. Yeah, I think there is a very big potential in that. Martin,
I believe in that. It's a two-sided coin, no? It's a two-sided coin.
I think so. Yeah. I think so.
I think it's a case of being loyal and it's logical as well. I've got a better chance here. He weighed out the two options, isn't it?
What options do you think he had?
Red Bull.
Was that a genuine one?
100%.
As in, when I say genuine, what
I mean...
He
rang Helmut Marko today. He's getting in that team immediately. They'll kick out Perez immediately, bro. Perez ain't making it to Bahrain.
But as you said, though, but it's not. He doesn't win in this situation because he goes into.
He will win races. He will go toe to toe with him, but he doesn't win in the long run. There's no way.
Yeah.
Look how this team operates, man.
Bro, he'll be sitting in Max's seat. You know what I mean? Even the seat will be Max Verstappen's seat fit, not even Lando's. You know what I mean? Like,
and also Max don't want that because even if he's the slightest bit, it looks like Norris is a bit better. Yeah. Even if it's the slightest bit, they will shift focus to Norris because that's what Red Bull's on. Red Bull did it with Vettel. They said, "Hey, Ricciardo's our guy." Immediately, the winner just won you 4 titles. Nah, Ricciardo's our guy.
Straight
they don't care. As long as whoever's performing better, like significantly, if there's like a clear margin going on, they'll shift focus.
Is it because Formula One you ain't got time to waste? It's that the margin is here and it's quick. If you don't pounce now, you're gonna lose.
It's a what have you done for me lately, sport?
But not every team. But bro,
people were telling us about that with Daniel Ricciardo. What have you done for me lately? I don't care about your Monaco win.
But not every team does that. Not every team operates like that.
I tell you now, McLaren operate like that. Red Bull operate like that.
Red Bull definitely operate like that. Because even Red Bull with Max and Ricciardo, you know what I'm saying? Straight away, them eggs got thrown in that Verstappen basket quick. And then what's my
if Antonelli came in, for example, if Antonelli came into Red Bull and Antonelli was better than Max Verstappen or showed anything, they'd move to Antonelli immediately.
Straight away.
Because this is what Red Bull is about.
You care about winning. That's what it comes down to. Win. I want to win. I don't care what.
So yeah, Norris. They would want Norris 100%. They've been trying to sign Norris from F2 times. They've been trying to sign Norris. So I'm glad he's there. I feel like now best driver lineup sorted out.
Comfy.
We'll see what Leclerc and Hamilton are saying.
They're asking
strong lineup.
They're asking this. Where does Carlos go next year? Is that an Audi thing for real?
I don't know, bro. I think for him, for Carlos, he's nearly 30, yeah? This is his last big paycheck, Formula One, man.
Nah, he's got one more. He's got two more.
Nah, this is the big one. You know, when you're this age, 20, 29, 30, whatever, and you're up for a contract, this is your big one. This is your 30 million a year.
The sad thing is, this
only team that's going to give him that is Audi.
But the thing is, this is the only
Maybe
team.
have some money.
Like Ferrari's the only team that could really win a title. He's leaving a team now where
leaving.
Well, sorry, he's been kicked out of a team where he's you know, I can't see him winning the championship now. Like it can't happen
in his career. What if Audi's a spaceship in 2 years?
What, try to come like Braun? I don't know.
If it's the Braun settings, he'll bring it home.
The Braun settings, he'll bring it home. Oh God. Anyway, Zach,
we're seeing Sainz win races. He can do his thing, man. He's quick, man.
He can. No, he definitely can.
But people will discredit the time that he had with Leclerc. He's close to him.
He is. No, he is definitely
close to him. Whether it be obviously naturally speed-wise not close to him, but he was there, man. People talk about, oh yeah, Leclerc slapped it on pole in Las Vegas. That guy's less than a 10th behind him. Sainz. That's to take a penalty. The guy's not far away from him. He's not far away from him. He's not far away.
He's won Ferrari's last 3 races?
People, I don't know. He's won the last 2 races for Ferrari, yeah?
That's for sure.
Yeah. People pretend like Sainz, and I'm not the biggest Sainz fan right now. Yeah. But in respect to Sainz's time at Ferrari, people are speaking like he got schlacked, like he's Daniel Ricciardo against Norris. That did not happen. That's not reality.
It's true.
People speak like it.
It's true. I don't know why. But he has got.
How can that be? How can that be the perception that he got beat down? He didn't get beat down.
No.
This year he's got opportunity to go 2-2 on the seasons.
Yeah, he does. He does.
A beat down is what Max Verstappen's done to Sergio Perez. A beat down is what Norris did to Ricciardo. That never ever happened, even remotely.
Well, did Norris even win? Did Norris even win against Sainz? Why do I have the perception that Sainz won both years?
No, Sainz won both years. Yeah.
Yeah.
One year he won by like 5 points, but like Norris had like really bad. Like I remember Canada, his car the wheel just decided to come off. All like it's just stupidness. Stupidness happened to him. But obviously that's a rookie. That's an 18, 19-year-old Norris. But like people acting like he's got slapped down. He didn't.
Do you think Carlos will beat Leclerc this year?
We can go toe to him. If Las Vegas doesn't happen, he beats him this year. He beat him last year. He'd be 2-1 up.
Oh, is it
when the drain thing blew up?
What's the score now?
It's 2-1. It's 2-1 to Leclerc.
Yeah, because that drain was the manhole cover.
Yeah, the manhole cover don't happen.
Nonsense.
If the penalty in Australia doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So the thing is, I reckon if Hamilton didn't say to Ferrari, "Yo, I want to come to Ferrari," Sainz gets a new contract because he hasn't done anything wrong. He hasn't done anything wrong performance-wise. No. It's literally we got the opportunity to sign bloody Hamilton here. Let's do it. Yeah. It's like right now in the summer, people are gonna have the opportunity to sign Mbappe. You do that.
You do it.
Give him the money. Drop whoever's there. Who cares about your right winger or left winger at that time? Sign Mbappe.
Anything else, mate, to talk about ahead of testing? I guess next time we're on is to talk post-test. It depends if we even, how much they will show us, how much information we'll gather.
I think, yeah, we just I'll say just keep calm, guys. Don't overreact to anything. I think the real test is Q3 Bahrain, guys. Testing, we'll see where we're at, and all of this is fake. I've been watching this for years. All testing, all this stuff. There's just no indication of anything. People are sandbagging. People are sandbagging and practicing the first race. You're not going to know anything about where we are in the pecking order until the last bit of the last session of qualifying in Bahrain. So just don't overreact to the situations. Don't get gaslighted by anybody regarding what McLaren situation is. I just need us to be quiet, humble, and just do the talking on the track at this moment in time.
I'll type Jack Shikari. Big at yourself, Jack Shikari 12. Andrea gives me big trust the process vibes.
And he's a very process-driven individual. everything he speaks about is about the process within, and it's not about the process within. What we need to work on is how we react in the races. Have we ironed out the mistakes from the drivers? Have we ironed out the strategy mistakes in quali? That's all I care about. We're operationally sound. Let's just keep it going. I like the continuous steadiness improvement and the actual self-awareness of where we're weak and moving forward like that. So we're gonna be here, guys.
We will be here.
We've got a couple of streams coming this month. We'll be here for every race weekend this year as well. So keep us locked in. You keep locked in. We're gonna be the voice of you guys. I'm gonna be active on the Twitter account throughout the season as well.
You smashed it as well. In the winter as well. You kept that going.
We're gonna keep it going, man. We're gonna keep the information going. And guys, just keep locking in, man. Tell a friend to tell a friend.
Exactly that. Lastly, we'll leave with this. Drea says most important thing for testing is getting lots of laps in and having no big issues again.
And that's all you should care about. Don't look at the time sheet. I see people looking at bloody F2 timing sheets for testing. Are you lot insane? Don't look at timing sheets. They don't mean nothing. They mean nothing.
It's mileage.
Unless you're 3 seconds down, be scared.
You're on softs and you're 3 seconds down. Yeah. Then that's a concern. But guys, we'll be back as well. You know, as we said, pre-testing, pre-season testing will be back for after that moment. We'll be back as Mahad just said. You know, we'll be doing a prediction show as well ahead of the Bahrain Grand Prix, and then every Tuesday after a race weekend, unless for some reason there's something happening. I know Arsenal are playing Porto at home in the Champions League on a Tuesday night, which is annoying. So there'll be one that will be moved just slightly, but
we'll do that throughout the season. If there's an Arsenal game on Tuesday, we are not streaming. Just I'm letting you know that. It's happening.
If we're home,
it's happening on Wednesday. Okay, but apart from that, we're going to be here all season, and we're going to be trying to drop some videos in between as well, guys. So just give us some ideas. Reach out to us on Twitter. The DMs are open. Shout out. You're part of the family. You want to come on as well, obviously.
Make sure you do follow the Twitter, which is McLaren Fan TV, right there on the ticker, on the banner below. And then, we'll see you very, very soon. Man, it's a lot happier than what it was last year.
Wait. I just seen that Red Bull's got the same side pod inlet. So,
say no more. There was a few people talking about what's it called? About this. So the Oracle said, I swear the side pod inlets are in the chassis. Almost like, and then Henry's gone on to say that I think that they're on the lower surface of that overhanging bit. Listen, it is what it is.
Hey, listen, we're on the same boat. We're going in the same right direction. I see the next man going next direction. We're on the right direction.
That's it. Can't wait to share the season with you guys. Big up to yourself, Drea. We friggin' love you, man. Honestly, love your streams. Look at yourself.
We'll be here. I think the next stream is tested.
Testing,
so
man.
Next week we'll be streaming, guys. After testing,
after testing. We'll be streaming. All right. We'll see you guys then. Till then, peace out, people. Lights out. Peace.